Hello there guys and welcome to the Hydra Racing League beta tier for round number 1 in Imola. And if you're wondering why round number 1 if you have already done races in Spain, is it the new season? The answer is that the championship got reset. They weren't having much participants, and instead they decided to reset the season because they decided to just sack the drivers who couldn't participate in these hours, because they modified the hour and the race is going to get started, and also they added new participants, and they were midway to the season. And also it was more than halfway into the season, so they decided to just reset the championship. So here we are into round number 1 in Imola. So everything that happened in these previous races, we're just going to suppose that they didn't exist. I don't know what happened in those days, but well, we're just heading out into the track for my first flying lap of this season, and hope I can get good results, although aiming for the win is not going to be easy, because we have Tamal, and also there are some drivers that may be faster than me, but the one who is faster than me that I know is Tamal, which is my teammate. And as you could see, right when I was leaving the garage, we could see that Guardian retired from this session. I don't know what happened to him, but I think suppose that he just retired. But well, we're now in our out lap and hope we can get our first flying lap with some decency. And so we are about to begin our first flying lap of this season, but unfortunately I just ran wide, and that invalidated my lap time as well as this proper lap time. And well, this is unfortunate, and I still decided to just go for it, just in case I kinda knew how much was I going, and unfortunately I'm not going well. As you could see, I was going wide into turn 1 and turn 2, especially into the temporal chicane. I did bad, and into turn 7, yeah, turn 7, I was doing well decently, but still that lap time has been ruined because I just ran wide before I began. Yeah, so here you are seeing me just doing this lap time, just only to see how much I am doing, but I know that I can improve a lot with this lap time, so let's just complete this lap time and hope I can do a fair one in the next one. So we're heading into the final corners, and now into the final corner, exited that corner, we're heading to the pit lane. Well, we're bypassing it, and we're heading with the lap time of 1:15.962, which isn't a good lap time. I know I have a per lap time to do. So now into the temporal corner, I did better, and now we're gaining like 7/10 of a second, now 8/10, and 8 to the Villeneuve chicane. I wasn't doing great. Unfortunately, I was going to say, I touched some sausage curves, which meant that I lost a few tenths of a second, and now we're heading into turns 8 and 9. I ran a little bit wide. Fortunately, that didn't invalidate my lap, and we're heading into Aquaminerali, exited that variant, and we're doing a little bit decently, although in this chicane I just done very bad, and I just, yeah, you can see that I just spun in. That ruined a lot of my lap time, and yeah, you can explain that I'm a little bit frustrated about that invalidated lap time, and also my ruined lap time, because I just gone too much. But I know I can do way much better, so let's just head into the pit lane and now to the garage, and let's see if we can do a better lap time. Into our second flying lap, the first one that is going to be validated. It was good until turn 7 in this corner where I just braked too violently, and that ruined us our lap time. And now we're heading into turn 8, that isn't the corner really, and now we're heading into those corners and we're seeing that we aren't improving much. And now into Acqua Minerale, we're doing this decently, but unfortunately, yeah, we are losing more time than gaining, and we're heading into this chicane, and I just done very badly, and well, we just lost 1 second, well, 8/10 in these two corners, I mean, but it was almost a second. And in general, overall, we just lost 1.4 seconds, now 1.5 seconds, and the lap time we're going to set is not going to be very good. 117.438, which puts us into 9th position, but it isn't good. And well, we're just going to the garage, and at least we have one opportunity. And also, these tires were the used ones. I just set the medium tire allocations, the balanced ones, I mean, and I have just 3 softs, just to remind you. So I'm saving one for the race, so I'm just using 2 softs and 3 qualifying laps. So the first 2 ones were going to be on a single sets of soft tires, and the last one with another. So the final one will be a better one, yes or yes. And we're heading into the Acqua Minerale corner with our in lap, and we're exiting this corner, and unfortunately we just got too greedy with the throttle and we just crashed into the wall, DNFing qualifying. And yeah, we just ended our qualifying in a terrible way. And if no one improves their lap times that are behind me, I'll qualify in 9th position, but that's not the qualifying place I'm expecting to be, because I know that many more drivers will improve their lap time. And also, there are 2 drivers that are yet to set a lap time, and well, to be honest, they are now setting a lap time because they are on an out lap. So they're set the lap time maybe quicker than me. Well, just godly, because I know him, but I'm in doubt that he'll set a lap time extremely faster than me, but I'm expecting that. So yeah, that's qualifying over for me, so let's just get into the qualifying results. So these are the qualifying results. Tamal got the pole position, that wasn't surprising. Raptor qualified 2nd place, almost half a second slower than Tamal, so that means that Tamal can dominate the race. And if I can come back and just go as fast as I can and doesn't commit mistakes and nails it in the strategy just in case there's safety cars, the maximum place I can finish maybe is 2nd place, and just behind Tamal, and make it 1-2 for Aston Martin. So yeah, I think aiming for the win is not going to be a possible chance. Well, possible maybe, but probable it won't be. But qualified 3rd place, 9/10 lower than Tamal, and 4/10 lower than 2nd place Raptor. Meteoro qualified P4, Sweeter qualified P5, and Churro P6. And these 2 drivers I mentioned got a 5th place grid penalty, so they'll qualify 10th and 11th respectively. So Zodiac, Godly, and myself, qualifying 7th, 8th, and 9th respectively, will start in 5th, 6th, and 7th respectively. And I qualified P9, which is the best case. I said that maximum I'll qualify P9, but I shouldn't be P9 because I said the 10th this time, but Guerrero got disqualified from the session, so he's dropped down to the back of the field. Samuel qualified 10th, Henry 11th, Draco 12th, and Garleon 30th. And Draco and Garleon didn't set the lap time, so let's just get into the pre-race strategy. So the pre-race strategy, it's going to be a default medium hard strategy. Nothing changed here, neither with the car setup, and we lowered the fuel down to 51 kilograms. So yeah, nothing new in this race strategy. So let's just head into the first race of this reset championship. Alright, so the race is going to be headed away with the vibrant lights being turned on. There's no formation lap, so let's just head into the race, and we are on the way for this now reset championship. And we didn't have a good start, and we dropped down to P9, but we just got recovered, and we are now into P8. And unfortunately, the virtual safety car got deployed right after we started, but at least we just got some racing before turn 1, but the safety car got deployed. It isn't the virtual safety car anymore, it is now a full course safety car. Andre retired from the race, and it is because he had to leave the race, so he was having dinner, so he couldn't continue with this race. So the safety car got deployed, and we're seeing that the Ferrari has got some issues, but still, I think it is broken. It is broken. The game is still broken. The race got started, and we just got another virtual safety car, and this time it was after turn 1. But remember, turn 1 isn't technically a turn; it is just a kink. So if we consider real turns, turn 1 should be the beginning of the Tamburello chicane. So if we consider that, the virtual safety car got deployed before the Tamburello chicane, and yeah, I was just checking which are the drivers retired, and also, well, retired from the race, and he just rage quitted from the championship, not only for the race, but as well from the championship. He's left the session, and yeah, he's done some, he sent some messages in our WhatsApp group of this league, and he was tired from this, and he left the league. So 2 drivers stopped, and we are up into P5, but I decided to just get their places back. And what the go? Sweeter overtook me. That was legal. I overtook like a few tenths after it, and it was illegal. I don't know what, but it wasn't much of my concern, because my purpose was that to get his place back, because in reality I shouldn't be in P5, and instead I should stay in P7, but we stay out, so let's just wait until the safety car ends. And Tamal retired from the race. That is not good for the team. Remember that Tamal is our teammate, so instead of just being like, oh, okay, Tamal just returned from the race, 1 driver less for us, it is our teammate, so this could mean that it won't be a good race for the team, unless I just get some good points, maybe a podium or maybe a win. So let's just do that thing. Meanwhile, let's just wait until the safety car ends. And oh yeah, before we just heading to the end of the safety car, we just realized that Tamal in reality got disqualified from the race because the AI that was controlling him, because he just paused, overtook the safety car, and he's now out of the session. So yeah, poor him. Yeah, I don't know what to say about him. Let's just wait until the safety car ends. Meanwhile, let's just hit up our tires. That wait for the safety car to end is happening at the end of lap 3. Unfortunately, we haven't hit up a lot of our tires. Well, to be honest, we have, and we're beginning lap 4, and we're seeing that we're up into P3. Someone has spun, and the other has gone into the pit lane, and we're seeing into the Tamal again. That, whoa, what happened? That was some inexplainable things. They slowed down too much. I couldn't react too much. I just ended those drivers. Fortunately, it didn't ended up spinning. Neither of them spin. Not even myself. I didn't get damaged. It was just like a Boeing situation. Yeah, I wasn't. I just don't know how to explain that situation, to be honest. Meanwhile, we're on lap 4, and we just set the fastest first sector, now the fastest second sector, and we're seeing that the gap between Samas and myself has now gone up into 1.8 seconds. Now we're nearby the 2 second barrier, and Raptor got a drive-through penalty. I don't know what happened to him. I think I just ran wide, but that wasn't a lot of my concerns because the gap didn't decrease too much. He won't have much chances to overtake me, and Samas got the fastest lap. Raptor boxed to serve his drive-through penalty. That's just going to be very painful for him because drive-through penalty in this track is like having like 22 second time penalty, and so this is just very badly. And the gap between ourselves and second place has now turned into from 1.4 seconds to 2.5 seconds. I don't know what's happening, but I was suspecting that I just got a bug where it seems that everyone left the session and I was the only one who was really driving, and all of them were AI. But I hope this isn't the situation, but I got that situation like 3 times back in F122, and I don't want this to happen anymore in my life, but one time it'll happen, and this time might be that one, but hope this isn't the time. Meanwhile, we're heading into the last corners, and we're being driving really good, to be honest. We're leading the race by a comfortable margin, and we just set the fastest lap of the race. But meanwhile, we're seeing that the gap is now a little bit stabilizing, but I don't know, I'm just suspecting. And when we began lap 8, the gap grown to 3.7 seconds, and we're heading to the Aproaches again, and I've done pretty badly, and that means that the gap got faded away, and I think the gap got from 3.8 seconds all the way back to 1.6 seconds, now into the 1.5 seconds. And despite that, we're still leading the race, and we're seeing that the Red Bull has returned from position, and that was Samas, who's gone into the wall, I think so, because there was yellow flags, and he stopped, and I think he's out of the race. I think he's crashed, and that triggered a safety car, the second safety car of this race. And on this time, I decided to box for hard tires, and well, to be honest, I was in doubt if they were red flagging the race because it was a little bit bugged, and also the gap that I was growing and I was dominating the race, it was very suspicious for me. But Eddie said, the league owner Eddie said that no, it was just fine, let's just stay in this race. So that means that I was fine. So there was no suspicion. So we are going in this race. I dropped down to second place because Churro stayed out because I was going to box for hard tires, as well as other drivers. Swinter and Godley were the drivers who decided to box with me with hard tires. So despite being in second place, that turned up into the live double race because Churro is yet to pit, and we just dropped down to fourth place because Draco and Garleon didn't box as well, and they recently overtook me because They were on the track and I was in the pit lane, so this means that I am technically still leading the race. But let's see, there might be another safety car and they'll use it as a free pit stop to box for hard tires, but still they'll lose positions because I'll be nearby them, and also it won't mean that boxing during the safety car won't be losing anything. Still loses like 10 seconds, but it is not like 20-25 seconds you lose in normal circumstances when you box for new tires. But nothing is going to happen during the safety car, I think so. So let's just heat up the tires and let's just wait until the safety car ends. Because to be honest, nothing will happen, to be honest. So yeah, let's just heat up the tires in this bunched up field. And that wait for the safety car to end once again is on at the end of lap 11. I was going to say on lap 11, but well, technically it's on lap 11. The safety car is now ending, and we overtook Draco because he's boxed. He's boxed to change on our tires, I think so. But we're now in our business, and we are about to overtake the now left Guardian very easily because he's hosted, and also the AI is controlling him, so he's of course slower than me. We're now up into P2 and we're about to overtake Churro, maybe in the main straight at the end of this lap. But meanwhile we're now into turn 8 and now into turns 9 and 10, and maybe Zodiac is now out of the race, and now we're getting into a community rally. I decided to jump back up a little bit, but I almost rear-ended, and as a result I had to brake too much, and well, unfortunately I just braked too violently and I got the snap of oversteer. Almost I spun, but I just lost 3 places, and that was just very terrible for us, and we're dropped down to 5th position. But still, we won't give up and hope we can use this main straight to overtake Raptor. And I almost rear-ended him, but I used my brakes too much in order to prevent that, and unfortunately I couldn't overtake him in this main straight, and instead he overtook Godly and he's up into the podium positions. That'll be very easily for him because he's on the soft tires and Godly is on the hards. Or maybe it won't be that easy if Raptor had his soft tires very worn out, but I doubt him. I think I believe that he is on new soft tires. I don't think, because that'll mean that I'm not sure, but I believe. So hope we can overtake Godly at the end of this lap, maybe beginning lap 14, but still it is going to be on the main straight. And we're heading to the chicanes, and we've done a decent exit, so we're heading into the final corners, turns 17 and 18. Turn 19 isn't a corner, and I almost spun because I just braked too violently again. And Meteoro retired from the race, and the Raptor set the fastest lap, and we're beginning lap 14, and we overtook Godly very easily, and we're up into P3. I think that Meteoro was ahead of us because we were in 5th position. Raptor was in 3rd. Now he's in 2nd, and we're in 3rd place, overtaking Godly, and he's down to 4th position. So Meteoro has retired from the race, and that means that Sweeter, we're seeing that he's leading the race, and Raptor is trying to overtake Sweeter for the lead of the race, but he decided to just back up a little bit in order to not lose a lot of time, and he's just waiting for the main straight until the end of this lap to the beginning of the next lap. Meanwhile, I just exited from track limits. I think this is the first warning for track limits. Meanwhile, we're into chicanes. We're approaching Raptor, very dangerously fast, and hope we can get DRS. Unfortunately, we didn't, because we passed the DRS detection zone, and the gap was still more than 1 second behind Raptor. So unfortunately, we did not have DRS, but hope we can overtake him beginning lap 16. Unfortunately, I was too far away from Sweet there, and we're heading into turn 1, and unfortunately nothing happened, so we're staying in P3, and maybe it'll be for just a few laps. But meanwhile, we're just heading into the Pinjab chicane, and we're seeing that Traitor has gone very badly into this corner, and we overtook him, and we are up into second place. I almost crashed into him, but fortunately I just took a tighter line exiting turn 6, so that means that we overtook Sweeter, not in the straight, but at least in this lap 16, and we're seeing that Raptor has retired from the session. I don't know what happened to him, but we're seeing that I don't know, but Churro also retired from the race, and I don't know what's happening. I decided to check the messages, and we're seeing that Eddie has posted the message, and it was that they were flagged the race. What I mean is that they moved to another lobby. They were having lots of bugs, I think so, and that was the reason they decided to just move to another lobby. So here we are into a lobby transfer. So yeah, the second start of the race might be a different one, but we'll start in second place. I think so, but let's see if Eddie will take that decision to move me all the way to second place, or maybe to third place. I don't know, maybe they won't count the results they were before they red flag, or maybe they'll count the results just at the end of lap 15. But meanwhile, it'll be a 16 lap rest of the race, so it is technically divided into two 25% races, although the first one it was unintended that divided, but in this one it'll be the continuation of this race. So hope I get a good second half of the race. So here is the pre-race strategy for the second race start. So I did a reverse strategy. Instead of having a default medium soft strategy that the game chose me for the race, I decided to do a soft medium, just in case there is a safety car earlier in the race, so I can box for medium tires, and with that I wouldn't need to box for another time. But well, it won't lose a lot of time, just a few hundredths of a second, but the advantage is that I'll have a better start than the others who runs with medium tires. Meanwhile, with the setup terms, well, I just grabbed my setup, I didn't forget about that. Meanwhile, with the fuel load, I lowered down to 26 kilograms, just barely getting into the underfuel zone, and the car, well, the steering wheel screen showed that I was 0.03 laps of fuel, almost into the underfuel zone. That was, yeah, sorry about not explaining very properly about the fuel terms, but I tried my best. So let's just head into the the first restart, but it is the second race start. So let's just head to that thing. So just as a reminder, there's no formation lap, and well, we're heading into the race start. We're starting in third position, and the park red lights are now turned on, and we are on the way for the second race start of this full race. And we're seeing that we dropped all the way down to fourth place, and he just made contact, and he tried to kill me. He's tried to sent me into the wall. We just made contact, and I almost got into the wall. I dropped all the way to last place in 11th place, but I just quickly came into 8th place. As you could see, someone has spawned, and someone I think just ghosted, just like Zodiac, and we're up into P7. That's just pretty good for us. A little bit of a good comeback. We are now up into 7th place from 11th place in just half a lap, and we're seeing that Buck is struggling, and I decided to just deploy all of my ERS, and I decided to overtake him into the chicane, and we're up into P6. So this means that we gained 5 places in just a single lap, less than a lap, and hope we can overtake way more drivers in the next few laps, but hope we can do this thing cleanly without any damages. Meanwhile, Godly set the fastest lap of the race, and we're now into lap 2. Unfortunately, I wasn't. I'm too committed to overtake Draco, but it isn't too unfortunate, to be honest. And Draco is struggling with the Tamborello chicane, and I overtook him very easily, and we are up into P5. And the next target is Churro. I set the fastest first sector, and he's got a little bit wide, too deep into the 7th corner, and we're now heading into turns 9 and 10, and we're seeing that Churro is going pretty decently, and let's see if he does it as well in the Aqua Minerale variant, but he didn't do that thing a little bit decently, and instead I overtook him, and we're up into P4, and Sweeter has gone a little bit wide exiting the chicane, but he didn't slow down too much to overtake him, so from P11 to podium it wasn't much of that thing. I decided to overtake him in the straight line, but I decided to not do it, and instead I set the fastest lap of the race, lap 3. The RS is now enabled, and I decided to just wait until the end of this lap in the main straight with the RS now opened. Meanwhile, I had to conserve a little bit of fuel because I was barely into the negative range, but it isn't too much of a fuel conservation because well, I just said that earlier, that we are barely into the negative fuel range. Not too much, not like minus 0.5 or minus 0.8, no, not, in these extremes not. But unfortunately, we're seeing that Sweeter is going really fast, and Samas has retired from the race, and that meant that the safety car has been deployed, and unfortunately that ruined my chances to overtake Sweeter. But still, it isn't that unfortunate because that meant that I can now box for medium tires. Yeah, we can now box for mediums. As I predicted, I was gambling for that thing to happen, and yes, it did happen. Now we're entering into the pit lane. I don't know, I'll lose many places. We're now dropping all the way down to like P5, now P6. And as you could see, we're now back into P5, and now we're down into P6, and we're seeing that Churro got double stacked. No, I don't. No, to be honest, no. I just said that wrongly. Raptor was the one who got double stacked, and to be honest, none. I just forgot which position Churro was, but if he was ahead of me, we jumped him. That was the main topic, but we're down into P7, and let's just wait until the safety car ends. Meanwhile, let's get into the now bunching up field, and let's just hit up our tires. And with that thing, let's just wait until the safety car ends, as I said seconds earlier. Now, the safety car is in this lap, on lap 5, and the reason why I am P5 is because 2 other drivers boxed for new tires, and I just checked it out, and in reality I didn't jump in the box. Churro, I didn't jump him, and instead he was behind me before I boxed, so I didn't jump him, and the safety car ended, and unfortunately I just got off guard, and now we are 1 second behind Godly and heading into Tamborello chicane. We're seeing that we did this decently, but still I was just a little bit disappointed, but the gap got reduced all the way down to like 0.8 of a second, and we're seeing that there's battle for the podium position, and Draco just got pinched in exiting the Vineyard chicane. But we're heading into turns 9 and 10, and we're seeing that Draco is trying to gain back his 3rd place, but unfortunately he's too slow and I may overtake him, but he did quite minerally decently and I did not, because I just touched some curbs, and the gap is still like 0.2 seconds, now 0.3 of a second, and now the gap is now 0.2 seconds. I'm nearby him and I'm approaching him, and Buck is now all the way to 6th place, and he has soft tires, and I overtook Draco and we are up into P4, but Buck has very straight line speed and I have to give him room, and instead we're back into P5 and heading into a terminal corner. Oh my goodness, what the hell happened? Because Draco rear-ended us and we are all the way down to P8, and we're seeing that Draco also got affected in that situation, and that is just pretty terrible situation for us. Still, because we have already boxed, and I think that P8 won't be the place I'll finish, and instead it'll be like P5 or P4, because I think there's like 3 drivers that are yet to pit, but yeah, that is just very terrible, and I almost spun exiting Minerale. I just braked too violently, and I almost spun, like I just got rear-ended in like in Tamborello chicane earlier in this lap. But yeah, that is just a terrible thing, but still we are almost 9 laps to go, so a lot of things can happen. Meanwhile, we are now into lap 8, and we're seeing that there's yellow flags into the corners I'm heading, and it is because Twitter has spun and it is barely rejoining the track, and I overtook him very easily, and we are up into P6, although I should be P7, but the reason why I am P6 is because Draco boxed, and well, because he rear-ended me. I think he might got some front wing damage, and that might be the reason he boxed, but I don't know. I think he was checked to box, so I don't know, but the main topic is that he boxed, and Buck is boxing as well, and we overtook him very easily because he's picking, and we are up into P5, and Buck boxed for soft tires, and he has a 3-second time penalty, so yeah, he'll have a difficult time coming back a few places because of that penalty. Meanwhile, we're staying in that place and hoping our own spin. And now, ending lap 9, we just got a message, and it is that Tamal is going into the pits. My teammate Tamal has gone into the pits for soft tires, and it's because Tamal was yet to pit, so sooner or later he'll box. He was going to box, so we are up into P4, but unfortunately we're not seeing signals that that they're slowing down, and instead the gap is getting a little bit stable, or maybe it is now very stable. So unfortunately, despite all of that recovery we've done, I think that'll be the place I'll finish. I almost spun exiting turn 9. I was going to say 8, but in reality it is turn 9. And yeah, I'm just a little bit disappointed. It is Spain all over again, and Spain, well, to be honest, I don't know what happened in Spain because, I just lost a little bit. But so, yeah, let's just end lap 10, and yeah, unfortunately, that might be the place we're finishing. While I was sitting comfortably in 4th place, Tamal was approaching me into lap 13, and we are heading to the vineyard corner, and we're seeing that Tamal has returned from the race, and the safety car got deployed. So that was just a terrible thing for us in terms of constructors, because we just lost 10 points, and Tamal is out of the race because he spun exiting Tambulelo chicane and crashed into the wall. That is just a terrible situation for the team. And mainly, I was a little bit relaxed after that thing because I was no longer worrying about having to be a little bit fast, or else Tamal would catch me and overtake me. But after that, when the safety car got triggered, I decided to box 4 soft tires because there's 3 laps to go, and also the gap between myself and the driver behind me is 22.1 seconds. So I won't lose any places. So it's a free pit stop technically. So we're heading into our garage, and we're boxing 4 soft tires, and we have exited our box. And I was just seeing if it was the new soft tires, because that mini bar that appears to me when I stream in the game was blocking me if it was new or used tires. But I was sure that it was the new soft tires because in this section of the race I have just only used 1 set of soft tires. I know that the safety car will end in this lap because after that it'll be 2 laps to go. So it is lap 14, and you know, when there's a safety car in the game, automatically ends when there's 2 laps to go. Not like in real life that it could maybe end when the penultimate lap ends, or maybe it could even end the race with the safety car still being deployed. But this isn't the case during the game. Yeah, I just got a little bit I just forgot what to say, but I was a little bit confused about the words I was choosing. So yeah, sorry about that misunderstanding, but yeah, I hope you could understand what I was talking about. So we're just waiting until the safety car ends, which is going to be the end of this lap. And yeah, here it is. The safety car is in this lap. The safety car is in this lap. We're heating up our tires in order to not start the relaunch with the tires pretty cold. So Godley has a 3-second time penalty. So that means that if I finish the race 3 seconds or more behind him, his position won't affect. But if I finish less than 3 seconds behind Godley, his place will be affected, and I'll be promoted to 1 place up. Maybe 2 if Raptor gets a 3-second time penalty as well. But I don't think he'll get it unless he's reckless. But I mind it. Meanwhile, we're on lap 15, and if I'm aiming for the win, I need to overtake Godley into these corners and Raptor in the main straight until the final lap, but unfortunately it seems that this is not the case, and we're seeing that we're stuck behind Godly. And I tried to be a little bit careful because I did not want to be too aggressive, or else we would end up crashing into each other and spinning, and that's not the thing I wanted to do. So we're heading into the chicane, and we're seeing that Godly is still ahead of us, and with a comfortable margin. I just gone wide, exiting the corner, and I think into turn 16, that isn't really a corner. The gap is now 0.5 of a second. Now, yeah, still 0.5 of a second, and we're heading into the last corners, and we're heading into the final lap of the race. And we're seeing that Godly is having a comfortable margin with me, and unfortunately I couldn't overtake him. So, and that means that second place is the highest place I can qualify for the end of the race. I just ruined the phrase I was going to say, because I just said qualifying, but no, the place I was going to finish, that was the word I tried to say. And meanwhile, I was just trying to overtake Godly, and decided to do this into turn 9, and we almost made contact. I almost made contact. I don't know what happened that we did not spin, but thank God we didn't spin, because there was almost certainly a collision, something Murray Walker said. And wow, that was a very good save. Buck retired from the race, and well, we're less than 3 seconds behind Godly, so that means that his position is affected. And so this means that we're about to finish second place, and fortunately we didn't spin exiting this last corner, and we're about to cross the line to finish second place because Godly has a penalty. Raptor wins the race, and they made contact, but that doesn't matter because the race is now over. Meteoro finishes 7th place in this restart, although he shouldn't be participating in the restart, but still, he still participated. So to be honest, I don't know what's in the rules, but it all seems that it is illegal. So let's just get into the race results. But before that, we're just watching the podium ceremony, and let's just see that thing. The last time I stepped on a podium in a league race was like 4 months ago, I think so. So yeah, it's a long time without stepping a podium. So yeah, finally our podium position, and here we are enjoying that ceremony. Meanwhile, here we are getting into the race results, and well, we're just waiting until that thing to disappear. And here we are. Raptor became the race winner, although he's under investigation because one driver tried to report him. I don't know what was the incident with him, but if it gets investigated and gets a penalty, I might get promoted to a race win, although it is not certainly. But for now, we're in P2. Godly finished P3, Churro finished P4, Draco finished P5, Sweeter P6, Meteoro P7, Zodiac P8, and Buck, although he retired from the race, he's got classified P9. Tamal, despite DNFing, got P10 and still got a point for the fastest lap, according to the game. And Samas is the only one who did not score points, although he wasn't the only one to not finish the race. So there it is, guys. So hope you enjoyed that race, and see y'all guys in the next race. Goodbye.